accused of greenwashing. The Science Museum's major climate change exhibition is controversially sponsored by Shell. And that's caused huge anger. In April, we first challenged the museum about it.
It does seem a bit odd that Shell, a fossil fuel company, is one of the sponsors for this.
Yeah, we work with a range of organisations, and we insist that they are as committed to net zero as we are.
Since then, the Science Museum has been occupied in protest, and one scientist who worked on an exhibit about woodland carbon capture doesn't want to be associated with it anymore.
When the press release was sent out, that's when I first realised who the sponsors of the exhibition were. And at that point, I just felt embarrassed to be involved, because if I'd have known who was sponsoring the exhibition, that the exhibition was sponsored by a big oil company, I wouldn't have contributed. My contribution to the exhibition can stay, but my name needs to be removed.
Channel 4 News has obtained more detail about the deal the Science Museum signed up to. The sponsorship agreement between the Science Museum and Shell International shows the museum signed up to a gagging clause. The Science Museum and its trustees agreed to take reasonable care not to, at any time, make any statement or issue any publicity or otherwise be involved in any conduct or matter that could be discrediting or damaging the goodwill or reputation of Shell. We don't know how much Shell paid the Science Museum because, as with most commercially sensitive information, the sponsorship fee is redacted in the document.
If we were to tell the truth about Shell's role in causing the climate crisis, that would be damaging Shell's reputation. So the Science Museum can't host that open, honest conversation about climate solutions when it's already agreed not to be fully open and transparent.
But Shell didn't have editorial control over the exhibition.
By having its logo linked to this exhibition, to an exhibition looking at the issue of carbon capture and storage, you'll go in and you'll think, well, Shell must be doing the right thing. It gives them a legitimacy they don't deserve.
Shell told us they fully respect the museum's independence, and that's why they supported the exhibition. And debate and discussion are essential.
And this exhibition is all about saving the planet. And Shell were doing really bad things for the planet.
But does the Science Museum respect its critics?
It's portraying the very young people who the Science Museum is meant to inspire.
One group of young people who tried to occupy the exhibition in a protest accused the institution of being heavy-handed.
Police arrived to remove us, which was a bit of a shock given that we had a lot of support actually from people inside the museum. It was an incredibly disproportionate police response. A group of 20 activists, the vast majority of whom were teenagers, and 40 police officers arriving to remove us. And we returned the next day to protest outside the museum again, because we won't be scared by the museum.
They want the Young Climate Change Strike posters featured in the exhibition to be removed. The Science Museum has strongly defended its links to Shell.
It's we, the consumers, who have to change, as well as the energy companies. If there was no demand for fossil fuels, they wouldn't produce them.
And it appears the museum was seeking even more funding from big oil. In emails seen by Channel 4 News, Ian Blatchford, the director of the Science Museum, also tried to get Shell to help the museum get more funding. They asked Shell to champion the exhibition to the Oil and Gas Climate Initiative, a fossil fuel industry body.
OGCI will continue to seek partnerships with scientists.
The group includes the biggest oil and gas companies in the world, such as BP, ExxonMobil and Saudi Aramco. This deal didn't end up going ahead.
The Science Museum says that fossil fuel companies have to be a part of the solution and that the blanket approach taken by campaigners like you is unproductive.
There's a serious problem at the Science Museum and it needs to be sorted out. Oil and gas companies are part of the problem.
And if you're found guilty, it will be on your record forever.
Many young activists will continue keeping up the pressure on cultural institutions. The Royal Shakespeare Company stopped its sponsorship from a big oil firm because it said it created a barrier with young people. So will the Science Museum be able to create a bridge?